We're recording. Okay, well, we are back for another gear review, and today I'm going to be talking about the Mindshift 45-liter Elite camera bag. It is this bag right here. It is very large and very awesome. First of all, a little backstory. I've been going over looking for a new bag recently, and this was one that was in the running. I have a family and children, and was looking for something that I could carry all of my camera equipment as well as family stuff, snacks and whatever. So I needed something that was big and able to carry a good amount of stuff. And I'll go over some of the things I really liked about it, and I'll go over some of the things I did not like about it. So to start off, it's Mindshift. It's made well. It's made thoughtfully. I like, coming from a backpacking perspective, I like the use of some of the ultralight materials like the X-Pack in the front and the top. I really love ultralight material, and this is super lightweight and super durable and strong. So they use it in the top and this front panel, but the sides and the majority of the rest of it is kind of like a ripstop fabric. All the straps and hip belt is very padded. The back panel is padded. Very nice. So to dive right in, I'll start top to bottom, front to back, and then I'll probably end up talking about the inside of it. So the top is this brain. You have a large top pocket here that you can open and put stuff in there. All of the zippers are waterproof, which is a nice feature because not only is it waterproof, but it's also dust proof. So this is a huge opening here. I mean, this whole top thing is just completely open. It does not have anything underneath. So there's no storage. Some bags that you get for like backpacking, like I have an Osprey Exos, it has a mesh pocket underneath, but there's nothing there. It does have this like pass-through situation here. But what that's for is you can actually remove the hip belt from this bag and put it through here, and then you have like almost like a little day bag situation. And I thought that was really cool. There's no padding or anything, so you can't necessarily use it for camera gear unless you kind of pad it out with something else, which was kind of disappointing. Like, it would have been cool, but at the same time, you can't have it all, right? So this brain is actually completely removable. You can take it off. And underneath there is this extra strap too, so you can strap a tripod or a jacket or whatever and kind of cinch it down. So that's kind of cool with it as well. Open up the very top portion here, and this is kind of what you get for storage. There's not a whole lot in there, but there is some storage. If you use, and I'm going to show the smaller packing cube. This insert is an insert. So you can remove this whole inner portion, and this could essentially be an empty backpack, which I love things that are versatile. So the versatility of being able to remove this inner pack out of here and use something smaller, so then you would get, in essence, this fills up this entire situation. So, the top of the insert is up to here, so you can pack it full of camera gear if you wanted to. Or what I was going to do with it was use the smaller insert and really gain about half of the access and have a ton of storage space up top for jackets and lunches and water bottles and other things that I was going to need to carry for my kids and family and stuff. But the top pocket also has a little mesh pocket over here. Super cool. This top zipper is not waterproof. But moving to the very front, you have cinches here for axes and trekking poles and whatever you want to attach to the front here. You also have another big zipper pocket here that you can fit whatever you want. Jackets, maps, gloves, hats, lots of stuff, lots of storage. This front pocket is massive. It is the entire front of it is a giant pocket. You have a couple pockets in here for storage. Not a whole lot though, but you do have a large pocket for a laptop, and then another large mesh pocket in here for other items, and then this entire pocket goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag. Super huge, very well made. Again, it does have this like little piece here, so this front part doesn't just like completely flop open. It'll stay open, and you can kind of really stuff it full of stuff. You know, I shoved a whole puffy jacket in there, and it just swallowed it. So another cool thing about it is it does have dual water bottle pockets on each side of the bag. So that's kind of cool. You can put a water bottle, you can do 2 water bottles, or you could do a water bottle and a tripod on the side, which is a nice feature to have, having dual pockets on the either side. You don't have side access to the camera compartment, which was one thing that I was kind of like, I kind of felt was a bummer. I'm not like a huge fan of back access bags, because you have to either take them off, put them down, swivel something around, undo straps. Like this one, you can kind of like take your shoulder straps off and kind of swing it around and flip it over, and kind of hang the waist belt off of your front and access it that way. But it's not like my favorite way of accessing the gear. So I think that's it for the front of this bag. There are some other little features in terms of, you know, tightening straps and things like that. And there is this elastic piece down here on the bottom. And what that's for is you can actually get another strap system from Mindshift that will hold a tripod as a sling on the side. So, you know, I shoot some 360 videos, and so with that I can hang my monopod or whatever, and you kind of lace the back of it through. I've used that in the past for like trekking poles on like my Osprey bag has a similar function with trekking poles. You can kind of like, it's like a sword sheath. You can kind of put it through the side there. So that's kind of cool. Outside of that, we can kind of like move into the back panel. So the back panel is kind of what everybody is probably most interested in. To gain access, you do have to like fold the straps kind of up and away like that. And then all the zippers here are waterproof, dustproof zippers. This is the hip belt that, you know, you can remove that, like I said, which is kind of nice. I like a removable hip belt for travel purposes. And I'll make another comment on the travel purposes of this bag towards the end here, talking about some cons. But again, you can remove this and use it with the brain and slide it through, and then you have like a makeshift fanny pack, if you will. So to gain access here, you open up the zippers. These zippers are a little bit harder to maneuver. I would say with time they would probably wear in. Here is not my camera gear because this is Nikon. And but as you can see, you can fit a good amount of stuff in here. This has 2 bodies with lenses attached and a couple extra lenses, GoPro, and you really like I said, this compartment is huge. So you can fit so much stuff in here. It really is a bottomless pit of storage in here. And as I mentioned, this entire insert does come out, and it has straps so it can be a tiny little backpack too. Well, it's not tiny, it's still a large backpack. On the lid here you have some extra storage pockets as well. 2 just big pockets, large and a, I would say, medium sized pocket there. It comes with a rain jacket or a rain cover, a rain jacket, if you will, whatever. But yeah, it's super customizable. Everything, again, all the padding and everything is solid. It's Mindshift. It's well made. So while I have this bag open, I'm going to show you the smaller insert as a comparison of like size and stuff like that. So here you'll see the size difference of this smaller cube here. So see how much smaller this one is in comparison. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it, but it's about half the size of this bag. So it kind of cuts off like right there. So before, with that upper storage, when you unzip that most top pocket, it goes into the top of this bag. So if you have the smaller insert, you in essence have all of this top portion for storage of other items. So, and you can gain access by the top or by unzipping the back. So this one opens up like this. Let me get this giant bag out of the way. So this bag, you still have a ton of storage in this as a smaller insert. So as you can see, they have like a drone and a camera body and a couple other lenses. This is deep enough to have with a battery pack attached to your camera. Bunch of lenses. You have a ton of storage in this to be able to have a ton of extra gear. Even with it being smaller than what came with the bag, you still have a ton in here. I'm a fan of not necessarily packing too much camera gear. I've been doing this for like 17 years, and I fully understand how heavy camera gear is. So I tend to not want to bring every single lens that I have. You know, when you start getting up into lenses that are professional grade, like Canon's L or RF lenses, the L lineup is the pro line, and they're bigger and they're heavier, and some can weigh like 2 or 3 pounds each. So, you know, you bring 3 lenses, that starts adding up, and pretty soon your bag weighs 50 pounds. And, you know, I would honestly say that this bag could comfortably carry that much weight. I would not maybe pack 50 pounds, but I would say like 30 pounds of camera gear would be totally fine in terms of the amount of padding that's on the shoulder and hip belt. I really, really wanted this bag to work for my purpose. There's just a couple things about it that made it not perfect for my usage. The first thing is the size of it. So it is slightly bigger than the allowed size for bringing it on an airplane for carry-on size. It's about an inch and a half bigger. I think it's 23 and a half inches tall, and the max is 22 inches for carry-on items. There is a metal frame in this bag that doesn't allow it to be smushed. Which I've seen things where you can remove the metal frame and make it a little bit smaller, and you remove the brain and you remove the hip belt and you remove all the things from it, and then you get kind of close and cross your fingers and hope that the flight attendants don't notice how large your backpack is and they don't make you check it. However, and that was the thing with the insert too, that large insert is a backpack. So if they did give you a hard time, the insert is carry-on size. So you could take that as well. But another thing that happens with airplanes that I was informed by my friend who travels often is that they will take your carry-on and check it randomly all the time. So there's a chance that they could take your carry-on anyway, even if it's the right size. There's a chance that if it's your carry-on, they're going to take your stuff and make you check it. So you would have to be okay with checking all of your camera gear under the plane. I don't necessarily like that idea. I like to have all my camera gear on me. I don't want to trust someone else. You know, I've seen them throwing baggage around on airplanes. I just don't want to deal with it. Not my thing. If you don't care, whatever, there's plenty of padding in there. I'm sure it would be fine. But that was kind of the deal breaker for me with this bag, was the size of it. It was just too big for what I needed it for. And then I couldn't find any other use for it aside from like trips and stuff. It's too big for me for like a day trip, a quick outing, bike ride, you know, a hike around my neighborhood or whatever. You know, it's just too big for that. I don't need all that space all the time. I don't take that much camera gear out on hikes. If I'm backpacking and then bringing a camera with me. you know, that's a complete other scenario where I have 20 pounds of backpacking gear and I'm going for 3 days at a time for a weekend, and you know, that doesn't work. That bag's not big enough for that. So that's a completely other thing. But it just was too big. Is it awesome? Yes. Is it beautiful? Yes. Is it well made? Yes. It's all of those things. So if you need something that's huge and also versatile, can be smaller, can be bigger, that's all good and well. Everything's great with it. You know, for the price and for everything else, it is one of the more expensive bags out there by Mindshift. It just wasn't gonna fit the bill for my specific needs, but it is awesome, and I wish it felt my needs, and I wish I could just like keep it and have it and like put it up on the wall and like display it and then use it every once in a while. But I did find a better bag that fit my needs, and I will get to that later in other videos. But for now, that'll do it for the Mindshift 45-liter Elite bag. And I hope that this helped kind of give some quick perspective on this bag for you. And I will probably do a couple other bag videos, and there will be one where I compare that to the bag that I actually chose for moving on in the future with the rest of my life. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.